Okay, rings. All right, this is another day of being shadow banned and enjoying, learning to love it because I've been doing it for a long time. Yeah. All right, so yeah, favorite platform, favorite planet. Yeah. This world. Anyway. Universe timeline energies are yeah. So basically, yeah, like uh, just different ways of interpreting this. Of course, we have to go through the, if you remove all the chaos in society, of course, here just weather wise, it doesn't just rain here recently; it floods. I feel like there's like a hurricane coming through. I think we got more rain recently than we get from a hurricane. It's that bad. Of course, if you're on the coast, you get flooded from a hurricane, but still, this has been, jeez. And then what needs to be, and then stuff falls apart. Let's put it that way. I had to deal with that recently, so just when you think you can finally have a quiet week, so you think again. So yeah. Hey, look, it's raining. Oh, look, it's a river now. So yeah. So but yeah, like all the mental garbage that's out there, like the World War III stuff. Not to say there's not that frequency that's out there. There is time. Obviously, there are agendas for that. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but some are a little bit sensitive to it or go into panic mode, and or some are just chicken little, some are just doing it to get attention. Oh, God. Turn it all off. It's like if you turn it all off, will your soul not grow? I don't know. Maybe you can breathe a little bit, and I believe you actually get smarter. Here you just get more tired out because there's so too many agendas here. It's like how can you get anywhere here? It's like we're living in a fog of other people's nonsense. And it's in the media, it's in entertainment. It's even entertainment, movies and music and whatever else I'm missing there. Of course, art, like paintings and stuff. That's got more. Well, even that's like the other phase is like what's accepted, like in the Picasso stuff. There, just a bunch of crap on a canvas, and so there are like guidelines, you know, but really it should be just free. More free the better. No structure. Just you make your own structure on anything. Now you have a version of that to some level. You say the YouTube stuff, that's kind of like that technically, but then you have to have like this, like a thumbnail or something that people like. Yeah, care. I mean, you put a thumbnail, but you have to have like a particular thumbnail, like they have letters on it and whatever. See. But really, everything should be more free flowing and just let yourself out. And like society, you should be able to be yourself on whatever it is. Of course, you have the crazies. Mostly that's here. That seems to be, yeah. That's something to be proud of too. Yeah. Uh, well, if we're allowed to be, if everyone's allowed to be more of themselves, you can handle more of the crazy, but you're being told to be a certain way, so they just don't want to deal with it. Of course, psychopaths are everywhere. Seems to be the majority. you know. Yeah, this is a fun place. And yeah, and then they say it's nice people. I don't know. They say most people here are nice. I don't know how true that is, but okay. I doubt it. I mean, they might come off that way, sort of, kind of. until they get triggered. So not that's if that was the case, if most people are good, the world would not be the way it is right now. Of course, then again, you have the energy of those are not good people who do nothing, and there's a lot of that going on. That's for damn sure. Yeah, it's like I'm super good and I don't do shit. There's a lot of that. That's for damn sure. So anyway, yeah. Anyway, not to be judgmental. So, but yeah, to turn off all the chaotic frequencies. Yeah, it's just, I guess you just get to a certain level where you got. I mean, obviously, you sign up to be a certain level of human, and you as you get older, and of course, it depends on how you react to. It depends on what you do. There's still some kind of free will here, not a lot, but there is a. It's how you handle things. You can say something like that. It's like how you handle it. It's how you move forward. How you're not attacking people. You might say like you might disagree or something. That's one thing, but you're not like trying to start, stuff. I don't know, whatever. If you do, yes, you have to deal with it, but whatever. Yeah. Yeah, it's just better just to concentrate on yourself. Yeah, spiritual energies out there, like the popular spiritual, whatever that is. They say it's spiritual, but it's more like narcissism, but whatever. I'm not here to criticize, I'm not here to judge. So whatever. So yeah. Yeah, well, it's pretty bad. I don't know. It's just an observation. When spiritual groups get together for these conferences, in a lot of ways it looks like Sunday school. So just an observation. So you just take Sunday school and put a bunch of aliens on it because it's the same vibe. Maybe worse. Yeah, I think a lot of ways it's worse because it's like you got a veil to hide behind, and you're like this certain, I don't know, it's a bit characteristic, but then and then you can lash out wherever you want to, which I've seen. So yeah, if you want to see how the spiritual community really is, just go to a conference. But you got to talk to people for the true colors that come out. It's like, damn. And that's when you get attacked and all that. Isn't that nice? So, yeah. So anyway, so the universe energy, what I'm getting at is the universe energies of kind of, I don't know if the timelines are, completely, nothing's 100%, but obviously you heard you heard the phrase on, I've heard this, I don't know. You have no choice to go with the flow. It's like, obviously in our minds, we want things a certain way, but then of course, we're in the human experience, the human avatar. We went through what we went through. We're just kind of tired of all of it. Boy, is that the truth. There's a switch somewhere. I'll turn this place off and just move on. But you can't do that. So you have to just rise above all the nonsense. And because when you're throwing out the same stuff comes at you constantly, same attacks, same not just it's like, after a while it gets old. It's like, okay, I got you. I got this world's number. Okay. It's not going anywhere. I got you. And boy, is that the truth of it. So I say, yeah, it's like hip to be screwed up or attacking people or whatever. It's hip to be psychotic. Not everybody's like that, but obviously you got a good amount that's like that. And they're called the nice people or something, whatever the hell they're called. Yeah, narcissism in the shadows. But basically, yeah, the universe has its process. The universe, yeah, it's like, it has its own natural progression. And obviously, the higher level, they see it all very clearly, but they're not here shut down a battle planet that's ran by narcissistic psychopaths, basically. Of course, society has like I said, they're just like their dads, their parents. Takes one to know one, right? It does rub off on society, as you can see. That's what all this gender stuff's going on. Can't figure out their gender. Well, a lot of the elite energies are like that too. They can't figure themselves out. It's a Muslim, rub it on, or some might just tap into that and not realize where it's coming from. I think they need to change their gender every 5 minutes, and that's a lot of the elite psychopathic energy. So yeah, there's that. So so anyway, just the universe timeline basically. Doesn't mean that to. I don't think Trump's gonna. I don't feel like Trump's gonna win. I'm not sure if he's even doing anything at this point. I mean, as they say he is, but I don't know. It feels like there's not a whole lot happening there. Of course, you get to a certain age, like what? Just whatever. Either way, the world, everything will work itself out. I mean, people might complain this is not much. Things are better. If you're here to survive this, you will. If you're here to complain about it all, you'll have plenty of that. So whatever. And also, yeah, universal law. Yeah, that just obviously there's guidelines here we have to go by. And we can't know everything. We signed up, if you like it or not. If you feel like you haven't or whatever. And oh yeah, I think I don't know, I mentioned that here. Everywhere there are warriors. There's rules, just like you have a movie with rules. Ours timeline has rules. There's also warriors. Not that there's anything to be proud of, but the lower dimensions have warriors, and the higher dimensions they're just warriors because they see what you've been through. Not that they have billboards everywhere, but hopefully they're not all soul sucking because a lot of them are. But some of them are. Yeah, there's literally are warriors. Like if you cast out into the lower dimensions, like you take your life and you go down into the lower dimensions, you do have. There is like a universal law. There is, angelic realm, whatever you want to call it, alien realm, whatever. There might be a devil in a suit there, whatever. But either way, there's still someone on your side. Doesn't mean it has to be a devil, which that's something you're into, which I could see a lot of them are into that here because, nice people are supposedly nice here. Supposedly. Well, they can't clear their shit out, that's for sure. Can't do. It might be nice, but they can't do shit for themselves. That's for sure. Still a dirty attic or whatever you want to call it. Dirty house, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, there's something to think about. I don't think that doesn't come up very often, or I don't hear. That's not something that I even comes to me by ever. But yeah, you have lawyers on different levels. Even in this reality, you have like higher dimensional lawyer, or we're surrounded by lawyers basically. It's somewhat not exactly our version of it. Our version is just parasitic energies for chasing ambulances, literally. Yeah, but you still need them either way. Well, you need it, especially on this road because it's so damn backwards. Nothing makes any sense here, but whatever. Who cares? Someone.com. Private sessions. Schedule. We have a shop here. So it's good. It's always good to when you think things are not, shout out to the universe or whatever. If you feel things are not fair, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Of course, there are times when you're at a time, I think many do feel that it's like you just have to go through what you got to go through. And that's tough, but you just feel like, okay, I can bitch all day long. I'm still have to go through this. And then there are times in your life when you feel those things, it's like, this is not right. Of course, you might feel that for your whole life, but there are certain lessons you do need to go through. But then you can, it's okay to complain to the universe and all that because yeah, it's weird. It's like if you don't say anything, you just let it happen. So it's weird there. Yeah, it's even the guy just said, fuck it. You're not saying anything, not complaining. But it's good to put your, you never know. It might help, it might not. So they fix everything, especially when society is kind of a yeah. Back in the 19th, I don't know, they're not even there. Just society's not really that evolved. I mean, it comes off as well, whatever, friendly, but still internally, it's like yeah, another story there. All right, we're going to the universe timeline. See whatever we can bring in for that. That's going to be a lot. And then universal law. We just tap into some of those pieces there. Yeah, it's all up to interpretation, and just like anything else. Yeah. So, all right. That's things. Brings the universe consciousness. You're well. Obviously, yes, you're all in your own timeline, but there is a joint timeline. There is a story for all of this. And yes, it doesn't always go to plan because you as individuals still have free will, even if you feel there is no free will. There is a version of like either you make it or you don't. Either you now there's different levels of that. Either you want to be a drama queen or you want to evolve or you're just not ready to evolve. But I mean you're still part of the world's not gonna kick you out. Obviously those that are parasitic energies, those that are allowed for a certain level, because people here are asking, they need those lessons. There's a creature being, and many are, they're kind of attracted to it for whatever reason, so it stays. unless society rejects it, and it does reject a lot, but not everything, as you can see. Yes, can you release the parasitic frequencies from your planet? And obviously, when you agree to it, it stays here for a while. Some of it's news media, not all of it, but a lot of it is. There is actually a peaceful news frequency out there. It does exist. It's called, connect with yourself. It's very simplistic. It's like, remind you about the sun and energy. It's a little more complicated than that, but either way, it's just remind you of yourself, you could say. We're just kind of go about a generic viewpoint there. But the universe in general, the timeline, energy, yes, it's all been planned, thousands of years ago, you could say. And this Earth is like a storm planet. It is like a hurricane constantly. And a lot of it's in the mind. And there's a lot of panic here, as you can see. It's hard to relax here. Some of you can relax, most can't. But you have to go through. And then those that, and then of course, yes, there's our narcissistic frequencies. There's different levels of that has not healed. So, and there's also a learning experience to learn from those that have been through a lot. And not everyone's seeing everything clearly, of course. But the universal energy is here. You're writing your book as you go, basically. Technically. Well, because we see what you do on an individual basis. You still have, you can stand there and write a letter to yourself or to somebody, or, your actions is up to you. So that's not written, really, not really. You decide which direction to go. You might have all these options on a higher level, and you choose one of them. And yes, the universe can feel it, and society can feel it. That's why you feel like someone's going to come into your life, because on a higher level they said yes, and then another time they say no. It's like yes, and now I gotta know. It's like, yeah, but my human self is not ready for anything. As some of you have seen that, so we go on and on with that. Like on a higher level, there's a lot of peace, of course. Well, not always, but I mean, there's peace, but you can see the psychotic frequencies very clearly. But here, obviously, you don't see things very clearly. You just see what you do here. So it's really what you do here does matter. It's still what you make of it. It's, you still have freedom of self, you can say. Of course, you might not be able to become a wealthy pop star or whatever that some of you might be looking at, but you can't do this and that. It's like, like some, we'll just use the terms that you have here, like a twin flames can't, sometimes they're in different locations. And to figure that, you're not always meant to figure that out, just go with it. A lot of them are just not meant to connect. They connect on a soul level, because it also shows sometimes those connections are just temporary. So we'll give you, that's a briefing of it though. So greetings. We're the universal law frequencies. Basically, there are a set of rules here. It doesn't mean you have to go by them. Of course, if you try to break them, like go to another planet, that doesn't usually work out. But you do put your case out there. You have like a caseworker, you could say. You have the karmic court, but you can put your case of like, yes, you feel like things are unfair, or you just need to be tested more. There's a lot of that here. Well, you'd be surprised how many higher selves, they look at your human selves like, you know what, my human self's not doing anything. Well, sometimes it can handle more challenges. It all depends. Like instead of making all the right decisions, making a lot of wrong decisions, but with that you grow even stronger. It doesn't mean your soul has to decay. There's a lot of demonic beings that are incarnated here that are deciding to come out of those timelines, which is very difficult. Like you might incarnate during the time of Atlantis, but then like a loved one got pulled into the lower dimensions, became a demon for thousands of years, and now you're incarnating again. And the idea is to help them evolve, possibly. But they are addicted to chaos and psychoticness and being a trickster and all of that. And there's a lot of that here that some of you might have run into. Like you feel like you have a parent or a relative or brother or sister or friend that's seemed like it might have been a demonic being and what trickster being. You're probably right. Well, that's where they have all the fun, and a lot of them are arrogant. There's some characteristics there. So it's like that vibe comes to you, most likely it's true. So, and of course there's narcissistic beings that just like play it all off, but it's true. Be surprised how many are playing with darkness here that are coming off as positive. They like to do that. Well, it's another way. It's like putting another color over themselves. So demonic beings that are here as human like to say they're positive all day long. To like cloak themselves. It's like to put on a happy face, basically. They don't do any of those things. And society obviously is still kind of they learn the hard way, and that's kind of the point too. But there's comes to a time where the unveiling of all, and of course society is not quite. I mean, the trickster beings, this is their playground. They love it here. And why you incarnate, to learn from them, but also to not, you're testing the soul. You either get pulled into their realm, or you evolve and become a stronger, higher dimensional being, or however you want to label it, if you don't have to label it all. But you better yourself, or you play in the sandbox of destruction, basically. Thing is, when you're doing that, it ends up destroying you in the long run. But they do get advantages here, because this is technically not necessarily this is their world, but they have a grip on it. And that's why you say ancient Atlantean beings were tricked into that realm. It's different ways, and there's like a panic with that. As humanity dipped more into the lower frequencies, that's where you have your Anunnaki and other beings come here to just help humanity survive it. Like you already made your bed, you already decided on it. We're just to help you improve your body so you can handle it better. So, a lot of the higher dimensional beings are slowly dying out, like God's dying out. At least the ones that were trickster beings, the ones that are here to assist, they're here. So, all right.